I'm there. Okay, you all must be wondering what Balipara Foundation does. So I'll take about 5-10 minutes in explaining what we are and what we do. Balipara Foundation is a non-profit NGO located in Balipara in Assam. The organization envisages socio-economic growth and development through the creation of nature capital based on naturenomics initiatives, creating interdependence between nature and economics. The foundation is engaged in activities relating to food security, land and biodiversity security, water security, energy security, cultural security, and knowledge security. Some of the projects and initiatives which we have taken are in the food security through animal husbandry, food security through organic farming, and biodiversity management. Operation Smile is another initiative which is supported by Balipara Foundation. The initiative is for cleft care missions for making India a cleft-free nation. The Operation Smile medical mission in India was conducted in 2002 in Manipal, Karnataka, and has since then conducted many medical missions at various locations across India. It is establishing and expanding with permanent care centers across India. The objectives of the mission are to provide world-class treatment to patients around the year at no cost to patients, build local capacity to ensure sustainability, create awareness which will lead to prevention, create comprehensive cleft care facilities across the world. Operation Smile has surgically treated more than 9,500 children across India. And we have had some 1,100 volunteers from across the world who worked in India on these missions. Some of the pictures of photographs of the missions which we undertook recently are on the screen. The foundation was awarded the best NGO in sustainable tourism by CNBC Awaz Tourism Award for Wild Mahasir. We got organic certification, the BTFF experimental station certified as organic by American-based certifying agency called OneCert Asia, and Nature Secure certification, Platinum Leaf for land. Now what is the BTF model? We are working with the governments, local communities, multilateral agencies, NGOs, thought leaders, public sector enterprises, private sector enterprises on environmental, economic, social, legislative, and compliance-related matters. 2010 was declared as the year of biodiversity, and that's when Ranjit and myself, we decided that we need to take this initiative to the mining domain. BTFF organized a series of consultations entitled Optimizing Biodiversity and Social Security in Indian Mining Areas, covering 3 regional and 1 national level dialogues at various locations at Pune, Ranji, Bhubaneswar, and of course international in South Africa, Europe, and Canada. The focus of the dialogues was on mining industry, which is the oldest industry, high revenue, high environmental and social impacts. Discussions on mining experiences for iron ore, coal, limestone, and other minerals. Dialogues brought together biodiversity and eco-restoration scientists, social scientists, advocacy groups, people's organizations, mining companies, NGOs, SMEs to discuss issues, challenges, and creative solutions to conserve biodiversity and ensure social security in the mining areas. International experts also participated with views, experiences from across the world. The experts participated in working group discussions to develop ideas, guidelines, and propose action programs for optimizing the biodiversity and social security in Indian mining areas. What were the key objectives? To provide a common platform to scientists and stakeholders to start exchange of knowledge, experiences, and ideas regarding biodiversity, eco-restoration, social security, and integrity of mining areas in India. discuss merits and demerits of models of biodiversity conservation and restoration already in use in mining areas across the world. Develop protocols and good practice guidelines for mining industry regarding ecological and social security issues. Develop action programs for ensuring compliance for national and international good practice guidelines for mining industry. Publication of papers presented by the participants which will provide state-of-the-art actionable references on dialogue theme. The focus areas discussed in the technical sessions included overview of biodiversity in mining areas, mining practices and impacts on biodiversity, socio-economic and financial aspects of mining, EIA and management plans, laws and regulations, social and ecological security for local communities affected by mining, restoration of mined areas, case studies, involvement of local communities in conservation, biodiversity offsets, CSR, good practice guidelines for biodiversity and social security. What were the outcomes of consultations? Networking of biodiversity experts, data bank on the subject for future reference, good practice guidance for mining industry, innovative actions for better adherence to biodiversity and social security objectives, transparency and social accountability in mining, Naturenomics, Volume 1 and 2, Optimizing Biodiversity and Social Security in Indian Mining Areas. We also submitted to the government position papers to the central and state governments for MMDR bill, LARR bill, and mining policies for the mineral-rich states. What were the highlights of the declaration signed by participants? Sharing the vision and belief that biodiversity is unique and perishable natural resource which requires protection to enhance the present and to secure future generations. Conscious that unchecked economic development leads to erosion and loss of biodiversity and other natural resources adversely impacting the environment and society. Realizing the need to formulate models for sustainable development to harmonize socio-economic growth with the preservation of natural environment, considering that all stakeholders in the development, groups and individuals, companies and governments should come together as a collective guardians for our natural heritage and take all steps for its conservation. Committed to discussing, advocating, formulating and implementing principles and policies towards these objectives, desirous of agreeing upon a shared set of principles which can serve as a common guide towards specific, actionable initiatives undertaken hereafter by the delegates and participants. We also benchmarked certain strategies which were followed by Canada and South Africa, which is here for all to read. There are 16 principles of sustainable development which is given by the Government of Canada as a part of the industry charter. And also in Canada there are directive guidelines on strategic directions and the pillars of green mining. To end, just 3 thoughts. The link between our future and future of mining. There is no future without mining, and there can be no mining without caring about the future. Second is meeting the needs of the present generation without compromising the needs of the future generation. And third, not least, Earth provides enough to satisfy every man's need, but not every man's greed. Thank you.